Call to order this meeting of the Board of Education, the Town of Rocky Hill. The time is now 7 o'clock in Town Council chambers. Agenda item number 1, if everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moving along to agenda item number 2, special recognition, introduction of new teachers, teachers and para-educators of the year. Dr. Zito.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here this evening and see everybody. So we have 3 groups of staff we're going to talk about, and I'm actually going to start with Jesse Herman, who's going to introduce the paraprofessionals of the year. Mr. Clemens, thank you for adding this item. It's something we do each year. You asked about it last year. So Ms. Herman is going to talk about our paras of the year.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to honor our paras of the year. I have a little write-up for each of them so you can hear what their colleagues have said about them. Our first one is Geraldine Tagney. She's not here tonight, but she's from Rocky Hill High School. And her colleagues wrote that Jerry is an outstanding paraprofessional who works seamlessly with both general and special education teachers to support student success. She builds trusting relationships, encourages students to reach their full potential, and holds them to high standards with kindness and consistency. Jerry is patient, attentive, and always willing to go the extra mile, making each student feel valued and supported. She is a true asset to the district, professional, respected by staff, and beloved by students. So that's Jerry. Lisa Rockefeller is here tonight. Would you like to just stand up or come on over? Yeah. Lisa is our para of the year from Griswold Middle School, and her colleagues said, Lisa goes above and beyond when working with students. She seeks out additional materials and information to enhance the lesson she is helping with. She has a great rapport with the students, and the students feel comfortable with her. Lisa also has great relationships with all staff and is a true teammate with those who are lucky enough to work with her. Lisa encourages students to think critically and ask questions, fostering a love for learning and exploration. Congratulations, Lisa. Joe Capasso was selected as the Para of the Year for Moser School. He's also selected as the district-wide Para of the Year. He's not here tonight, but I have to read some kind words about him. His colleagues said that Joe demonstrates exceptional care and empathy for students, knowing when to step back and to let them grow, and when to offer support with kindness and encouragement. His impact extends beyond the students he directly serves. Everyone knows and appreciates him. Joe builds strong relationships with students, offering individualized support and fostering an inclusive environment where all students feel valued. Additionally, Joe works seamlessly with teachers and related service providers to ensure students are appropriately supported and progressing in their development. He's a valued member of the Moser community and consistently goes above and beyond for both students and colleagues. From Stevens School, we have Justina Jurowitz, and she is here tonight. Justina goes above and beyond to support both students and staff. She manages difficult tasks with ease and inspires those around her. Always ready to help, she excels in building strong relationships with students from day one, earning the affection of both current and former students. She treats each child as an individual while fostering a sense of community in the classroom. Justina anticipates needs, keeps the school day running smoothly, and brings humor that lightens the challenges of kindergarten life. Stevens School is lucky to have such a dedicated, loving, and talented paraprofessional. And finally, from West Hill School, we have Susan Creedon. Susan's patience, kindness, and dedication make her invaluable to the West Hill team. She is a leader among colleagues, showing her passion for students in everything she does. Susan goes above and beyond to create a welcoming, resource-rich library, maintaining an inclusive collection and supporting students and staff with professionalism and enthusiasm. She thoughtfully adapts materials for all students and ensures everyone feels included. Thank you to all of our paraprofessionals. We could not do our jobs without them.
Very much appreciate the work that our parents do with our kids every day in our school system. Next, I'm going to introduce, this was a small recruiting class this year for new teachers. We had very little teacher turnover. And I think we have a couple of our new folks here. I don't think Isaiah Rivera is here. Isaiah is a high school special ed teacher. We're happy to have him on board at the high school. We have a new teacher at GMS, Griswold Middle, Dylan De La Fera, special ed teacher. Don't think he was able to make it. Luke Renato is teaching science this year in grade 6, second year in Rocky Hill, new assignment. So that's kind of new staff at that level. No new teachers from Mosier or West Hill, but we do have two people here from Stevens tonight. I'm going to have them stand up and I'll introduce them. Carolyn Spada is teaching our Sheltered English ML program. Carolyn had previously worked in Hartford, came over last year into a temporary spot for 1 year, did a great job, and we had an opportunity to keep her in Rocky Hill. I was very happy to find a spot for her at Stevens. And then we also have Christina Hill, who's new with us this year, and Christina's our library media teacher at Stevens, and both of them have got off to a great start this year, doing a great job at Stevens School, and thank you for coming out this evening. I know when we have the intermission, some of the board members may want to come up and introduce themselves to you. Next, I'm going to talk about some heroes throughout the district. These are our district teachers of the year. They are all here except for one person who couldn't make it this evening. And I'm going to read some comments that were put together by the leaders in consultation with some of the teachers in the building. The teachers vote on this every year, and each school selects a teacher of the year to represent them. So we're going to start with Stevens School, and I know Miss Bailey's here. If you could come on up, Aliska. Congratulations. It's an honor to announce Miss Aliska Bailey as Stevens School Teacher of the Year. Over her career, Aliska has proven to be an exceptional third-grade teacher whose classroom radiates warmth, structure, and high expectations, creating a safe and engaging space where students thrive. She skillfully differentiates instruction to meet diverse needs and works tirelessly to support every student's success. Beyond her classroom, Aliska is a respected leader among her peers, known for her professionalism, collaboration, and dedication to continuous improvement, recently contributing valuable insights to a new student behavior committee. Ms. Bailey's compassion, consistency, and commitment make her a true asset to the Stevens School community, and we celebrate her well-deserved recognition. I don't think Julie Herlock could make it this evening from Mosier School, but I will say a few words about Julie. She's a special ed teacher. It is with great pride that we announce Miss Julie Herlock as our building teacher of the year at Mosier School. Julie's exceptional dedication and compassion shine in her role as a special education teacher, where she meets students' diverse needs with creativity and expertise, fostering an inclusive and respectful classroom that supports academic and personal growth. Last year, she went above and beyond by providing vital support in a general education classroom during a colleague's period of leave, demonstrating leadership and calm professionalism. Beyond the classroom, Julie co-facilitates the Unified Sports Program, promoting teamwork, empathy, and respect among students of all abilities. She ensures that every child receives personalized support in a safe and respectful environment. Julie truly embodies the spirit of Mosier School. West Hill School. So I already have a question about the person from West Hill School. Is this your first time as Teacher of the Year, Miss Mary Beth Sweeney? Oh, wow, okay. People had assumed you'd won this thing before. Come on up here. It is my privilege to recognize Mary Beth Sweeney, a dedicated second grade teacher and grade level coordinator at West Hill School, whose professionalism, compassion, and leadership have made a profound impact on students, colleagues, and the West Hill School community. Mary Beth creates a supportive and engaging classroom where students thrive academically and emotionally, while also serving as a mentor, curriculum leader, and advocate for student wellness through initiatives like the Running Club. Her colleagues describe her as a steady, inspiring presence who leads with collaboration, care, and unwavering passion. Mary Beth's commitment to excellence and her generous spirit enrich West Hill School every day, making her a true exemplar of outstanding teaching. Congratulations, Mary Beth. Megan, Griswold Middle School. Come on up here, please, Ms. Kedju. It's my pleasure to announce Megan Kedju as the Griswold Middle School Teacher of the Year. Throughout her career, Mrs. Kedju has been instrumental in easing the challenging transition from elementary to middle school, especially for our special education students, greeting each child with a warmth and understanding that promotes a safe, welcoming environment. She's a dedicated and skilled educator who thoughtfully plans engaging, challenging lessons tailored to meet the diverse needs of her students, employing a variety of resources and strategies. Megan is an organized, hardworking, and collaborative person, always eager to share knowledge and embrace feedback. Her kind, positive demeanor is deeply appreciated by students, families, and colleagues alike. Mrs. Kedju has brought her talents to Rocky Hill High School for the 25-26 school year, where we know she will continue to make a meaningful impact on kids. Congratulations, Mrs. Kedju. And now I'm going to introduce our high school teacher of the year, Dr. Gresa, who is also the district-wide teacher of the year. Brian, come on up, please. It's an honor to announce Dr. Brian Gresa as the 25-26 Rocky Hill District Teacher of the Year. Throughout his career, Dr. Gresa has exemplified outstanding professional growth, innovative teaching, and strong leadership. His passion for mathematics shines through in his engaging AP statistics classes, creative projects, the development of vibrant math clubs, and the creation of the high school's SAT enrichment prep course. Dr. Gresa also works with the students in our high school alternative program, demonstrating his dedication to promoting a restorative approach for students who have not experienced success in the larger school environment. Through this work, Brian demonstrates his abiding empathy and commitment to creating and promoting a safe and supportive environment for all students. Dr. Gresa's contributions extend beyond the classroom as a leader and collaborator at both the school and district levels. His expertise in data analysis has been invaluable in tracking student progress, and his involvement with the Connecticut Association of Math Leagues highlights his influence in the broader math community. In his capacity as a math department supervisor and in his role as an adjunct professor at the college level, Dr. Gresa leads with humility, insight, and a genuine care for students and colleagues alike. Known for his intelligence, kindness, and positivity, Brian truly embodies the terrier spirit at Rocky Hill High School. We celebrate his remarkable impact on our school and our community, and we are proud to honor him as Rocky Hill's Teacher of the Year. I do also want to mention, each district goes through a process with a Teacher of the Year. In fact, we have a former state Teacher of the Year, Ms. Quinn, our principal at West Hill. I don't know, what was it, 2009? The years go by? 2015, okay. All right, they go by fast for me. You're younger than I am. So 2015, she was the state Teacher of the Year, and she's been talking to Brian about the process. So the process starts with all districts, 166 districts with a Teacher of the Year. This guy's down to the final 16. So it's an ongoing process. So he is a semifinalist. He has a big day tomorrow with interviews in Hartford. We're going to be rooting for him and hoping to hear that he does well. And if he does get to the next round, they'll be scheduling a site visit very shortly. So even to get to this, even to be the district teacher of the year is an amazing accomplishment, but to get to the Sweet 16 is a big deal, and we're proud of him. So he is an outstanding representative for Rocky Hill, and at the bottom line is he just makes amazing efforts every day on behalf of the students at our high school. I know his wife, who also teaches in the district, is here tonight. Mrs. Grace, middle school, and she's a middle school world language teacher. And Graham, proud of your dad? Yeah, you should be. So we're happy, and I'm going to ask Brian to just say a few words tonight. He addressed our staff at Convocation, and he really is a wonderful representative for all of the teachers here in our district.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Dr. Zito. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this has been quite a journey. And I when you apply to be the state teacher of the year, after you're the district teacher of the year, part of the package that you send off is you have to put together a resume based on their stipulations. And when I put the resume together, I kind of zoomed out and looked at it. And I realized that there's no way I would have been able to have any of those accomplishments if it wasn't for three things. Number one, first and foremost, my colleagues at the high school that I work with every day, particularly in the math department. They are amazing colleagues. This is my 23rd year there at the high school, and it's like my second home. When I go there every day, it's just so great being there, and the ideas that we feed each other, it really has helped me grow as a professional, so I owe them so much. The second reason why I've been able to put together the resume that I was able to is because of the teachers across the district as a whole. And I'll echo the comments that I made at the convocation, which is that the students that graduate from the high school are the product of 13 years of education. And it's a chain with 13 links, and every link has to work. And in this district, every single link works strong, from K to 12. And if it wasn't for all those links, I wouldn't be able to do the job that I do. So I owe so much to those teachers. In fact, there's a great quote by Isaac Newton who said, "If I see farther than others, it's only because I stand on the shoulders of giants." And I feel like if it wasn't for the teachers across the district, I'd be nothing. So I owe them so much. And the third reason why I'm able to accomplish anything that I do accomplish at the high school is because of an open-minded administration. Anytime I've ever had an idea or wanted to talk about something, the administration that I've had over the years at the building level and at the district level has always had an open door. They've always listened to me. They've always been open-minded. They've been receptive. And for those three reasons, that's the only reason why I've been able to accomplish anything at the district level. So tomorrow morning, I go in, and if it goes well, that's cool. And, if not, it was still a great experience, and we'll see how it goes.
So I'm very proud of all of these individuals we discussed tonight. Our teachers of the year, our pairs of the year, our new teachers, they're all doing great work with kids, and that's what it's about here in Rocky Hill. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Zito. And just so everyone knows, we'll typically do a 5-minute recess after the student reports so that anyone wants to take pictures, and also so everyone can sneak out so you don't have to feel stuck here for the full meeting. So, moving along to agenda item number 3, audience participation. Meeting open to the public. This is the portion of the meeting specifically set aside for comments from the public. Speakers are asked to limit their comments to 2 minutes on any topic. Is there anyone here to address the board tonight? Anyone here to address the board? All right, seeing none, we'll move along to, I think, one of the board's favorite parts of the meetings is reports from student representatives. Up first, we have members of the High School Student Council to report on activities at Rocky Hill High School. Please. That mic's on up there.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Radhika Satish, and I'm honored to be one of the student representatives of Rocky Hill High School to the Board of Education. Unfortunately, my partner is not here today. She has fallen sick, but she'll be present for the next meeting if she doesn't fall sick again. And I will be sharing what's been going on at Rocky Hill High School so far this year alone. So it's been really a strong start. It's busy, exciting, and it's definitely keeping everyone on their toes in a good way. We kicked things off with a freshman orientation on August 22, before the school year started. And the freshmen got their new Chromebooks. They learned their locker combinations, which is really hard, and toured the school. In addition to this, the freshmen also had a welcome talk from the principal, Mr. Fody, which set a really positive tone for the first year of high school, and he also made sure no one would want to take off their IDs for the next 4 years. So, yeah. Next up was the open house on September 11. Parents got to walk through their kids' schedules, meet teachers, get a feel for what a day at Rocky Hill High School is like. It's not easy, and it's always fun to see parents realize just how far apart some of the classrooms are. And it's basically like cardio built into the school day. All of our students are really fit. And on September 15th, we held our clubs and activities fair, and about 70 students came through, and they had the chance to check out the many clubs and activities we have available. It was great to see students sign up for new things, and it was, I like to think there's a club for everyone, whether you're interested in science, math, robotics, art, business, anything you want. There's a place for everyone. Another exciting update is the opening of our new career center, and this space is designed to help students with college and career options. So it's already started with a great start, and it's nice to have a place dedicated to help students figure out what comes after graduation, which is the harder part after high school. So lastly, we'll like to update you guys on the fall sports. So the fall sports are off to a great start. We have 7 teams competing this season, and about 200 students are participating in a sport. And it's amazing to see how new students join and show their dedication for the team. And the games have had a great student turnout, especially for night games. And it's really nice to see the spirit, the school spirit, it's come alive. All in all, it's been an exciting first few weeks, and the energy in the building is really positive. Students are finding their place, getting involved, and supporting each other, importantly. And we're looking forward to seeing what the rest of the school year brings. And we'll keep you updated on our next meeting. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Moving along to tonight, our next school is, looks like student representatives from Griswold Middle School, please.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Gianna Ardolino.
And my name's Cheryl Kology. We are here to share some news from GMS.
There have been a few changes in our building as we begin the new school year. Ms. Skelly has moved to 7th grade and is now the Emerald Team Science teacher. Mr. Granado has moved to 6th grade and is our Burgundy Team Science teacher. Mrs. King has joined us from the high school to become the 7th grade Language Arts teacher on the Green Team. Ms. Patnell has come to us from Moser to teach world language at GMS. A warm welcome to Mrs. King, Ms. Patnell. They're already fitting in so good.
GMS students spent time reading hundreds of books for the summer reading program. All students who participated were entered into a drawing for a gift card of their choice, and one winner was announced each day. 3 GMS students were acknowledged with a prize for reading the most books this summer: Veronica Thirimurthy, Nisha Castro, and Gianna Palazzo.
We have already begun our 2025 athletics program here at the middle school. In the fall, we offer cross-country and boys and girls soccer. Cross-country is in a full swing at GMS with 70 runners on the team from 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. They will compete in 12 meets versus other local area schools, as well as a league championship on October 23rd.
Home meets occur at Sunnycrest Park with a course length of 1.8 miles. Head coach Jim McKinnon is in his 22nd season, and his assistants are Tom Saunders and Jake Saunders. Our soccer teams, led by Coach Berzozowski and Coach Skelly, began with their first contest this week. Intramurals will begin in October, with flag football being the first activity offered. Good luck to our fall teams, and go Grizzlies.
Unified Sports is also starting up. Athletes and their partners have already met with Coach Seelig and Coach White to begin preparing for this year's practices and meets. As you know, our unified program has won the top middle school program in the state 2 years ago. Miss White was the state coach of the year, and we were nationally recognized by the Special Olympics last winter. We are so proud of our unified sports athletes and coaches at GMS. We wish them a fun season.
Our GMS therapy dog program is about to begin. Milo, a very small and very cute pug, and Meg, his handler, will once again be working with some of our middle school students. Milo and Meg spread good cheer throughout the building and seem to truly enjoy hanging out with GMS kids. And the feeling is certainly mutual. We are glad that they are returning for their third year with us.
As the school year gets underway, several of our clubs are gearing up for a fantastic year ahead. The Newspaper Club, Student Council, and Math Counts are holding their first meetings and planning for the year's activities. Our other clubs that will be starting up in the coming months include Lego Club, Dungeons & Dragons, Art Club, Library Social, and Youth to Youth Coalition, and the Equine Club, Athletics Intramurals, and many more.
We are also thrilled to announce that the GMS Drama Club is preparing for its fall production of the SpongeBob musical, Youth Edition. The show will be performed at Rocky Hill High School on November 14th and 15th at 7 p.m. Tickets are just $10, and we invite everyone to come out and support our talented cast and crew.
With each new school year that comes, the need to practice our safety drills. There has been a practice fire drill, a practice lockdown drill, and soon we will hold our rally point evacuation drill. School safety is always a top priority at GMS.
The GMS Grizzly Gear online store is opening soon. A whole new line of GMS apparel is coming your way. We will have hoodies, crew-neck sweatshirts, t-shirts, and even some comfy pajama pants. Be on the lookout for the link in your email soon and show off your school spirit.
Speaking of school spirit, we will hold several spirit days throughout the year to help raise funds for local and national charities. These spirit days include Pink Out Day to support breast cancer awareness and Red, White, and Blue Day in honor of our military veterans. We middle school students love getting dressed up, especially if it's for a good cause.
We will also honor those who served in our armed forces during the annual GMS Veterans Day Fun Run. Our entire school will run or walk the course at Elmridge Park in recognition of our local veterans on Veterans Day in November. Prior to the run, a special ceremony is held to emphasize the importance of this national holiday. We are looking forward to participating in the fun run this year and showing our appreciation for our Rocky Hill veterans.
Thank you and have a great evening.
We hope you enjoy our gift.
Thank you, ladies, for that presentation. All right, before we take a 5-minute recess, or before I entertain a motion, I do want to just, on behalf of the board, welcome the new teachers. Welcome to the team. We look forward to you guys being part of the future of Rocky Hill. Additionally, I want to congratulate the paraeducators and teachers of the year. Thank you for your contributions that got you into that position. And then I just want to thank all of our staff generally, the teachers and paraeducators, to echo some of the sentiments that have already been said. You guys are the ones on the ground making it happen. So thank you very much for everything that you put into the district. With that, I will entertain a motion for a 5-minute recess.
Motion for a 5-minute recess?
Moved by Ms. Tucker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Manella. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, the ayes have it. We are in recess for 5 minutes. It is 7:30. Our typical 5-minute. Call back to order this meeting of the Rocky Hill Board of Education. Time is now 7:41. I think that's actually earlier than we usually come back, so we'll take that for a 5-minute recess. On to agenda item number 4, approval of the minutes. For minutes this month, we just have the minutes of the August 21st, 2025 Board of Education meeting. Does anyone have any additions, deletions, or corrections on the minutes? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes of the August 21st Board of Education meeting.
Moved by Ms. Tucker, do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. LaFredo. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. What are we, 6-0. Moving along to agenda item number 5, correspondence. Dr. Zito. Thank you. You have a folder in front of you to the board members. I received a letter a couple of days ago addressed to myself and to the Board of Education. The letter outlines 3 incidents of inappropriate student conduct where students directed offensive language towards members of a protected class in violation of board policy. The description of those incidents is accurate. You'll note in the letter that the administration at the schools involved addressed the situations promptly and thoroughly. I've also attached the board policies governing the administrative response to those issues in terms of outlining the actions administration takes when that kind of language is directed towards members of a protected class. And due to student privacy concerns, I'm sharing the letter with you, but I am not able to discuss specific details or the names of the individuals involved in this forum. Thank you, Dr. Zito. Any questions for Dr. Zito? Seeing none, we'll move along to agenda item number 6, consent calendar. On the consent calendar tonight, we have approval of the 2026-2027 budget assumptions. Would anyone like anything added or removed from the consent calendar? Everyone has it, right? All right. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Motion to approve consent calendar.
Moved by Ms. Tucker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Manella. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, consent calendar is approved, 6-0. All right, moving along to committee reports. Agenda item number 7 is curriculum committee. Ms. Tucker?
Curriculum has not met since the last board meeting, but we are scheduled to meet on September 23rd, next Tuesday at 7:15. We have several items on the agenda to discuss.
Thank you, Ms. Tucker. Any questions for Ms. Tucker? All right, moving along to agenda item number 8, facilities. Mr. Gavin?
The Facilities Committee has not met since the last meeting. We don't have a meeting scheduled as of yet, but we did get a update from the head of facilities regarding some of the work that was done over the summer, and it looks like we're making very good progress.
Thank you, Mr. Gavin. Any questions for Mr. Gavin? All right, moving along to agenda item number 9, Finance Committee. Ms. Tucker?
We have not met and currently don't have a need to meet until the budget meetings.
Thank you, Ms. Tucker. Any questions for Ms. Tucker? All right, moving along to agenda item number 10, personnel and negotiations. Mr. Gavin?
Personnel negotiations have not met. We don't really need to for quite some time.
Thank you, Mr. Gavin. Any questions for Mr. Gavin? All right, agenda item number 11. Mr. Schabler is not here tonight. He had a conflict. Policy committee has not met, and I don't believe we have a policy committee meeting scheduled at this time, but Mr. Schabler will report at the next, and I'll contact him actually between now and then, see if there's any need for one, and we'll go from there. Agenda item number 12, special education. Ms. Tucker?
Special education has not met since last meeting. We're letting the school year progress, but I suspect we'll have a meeting scheduled soon.
Thank you, Ms. Tucker. Correct counsel, again, Mr. Shaver. Mr. Shaver's obviously not here. He did communicate to me that Correct did have one meeting that he will report on. I believe it was in person only, so he wasn't able to view it virtually. He's waiting for the minutes, and he's going to report back to us at the next meeting. Agenda item number 14, School Safety Committee, Mr. Clemens.
Yes, we met tonight before this meeting, and we were introduced to one of our new SROs, Officer Carroll, along with Officer Baker, who's back, and Officer Raymond was also there. Should be doing the high school again. Officer Baker will be doing GMS, and Officer Carroll will be doing Mosher, Stevens, and West Hill. And then we got a brief update from Mr. LaMontagne about any upgrades to the infrastructure. It was a very good meeting.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Clemens. Any questions for Mr. Clemens? All right, moving along to agenda item number 15, Mr. Gavin. Technology Committee.
The Technology Committee has not met. We did meet over the summer and got everything ready for the school year, which is still young. Usually we wait another month before we get involved in reviewing any technology needs once the school's back on track.
Thank you, Mr. Gavin. Any questions for Mr. Gavin? All right. Moving along to agenda, no old business, so agenda item number 16, new business. That is Interim Assistant Superintendent for Personnel and Student Services report, Dr. Diaz.
Good evening. Beginning on Monday, September 22nd, the cafe will now be open on Mondays, so Monday through Fridays at 7 a.m. in the morning. And Rocky Hill Public School families will also receive a 10% discount, so we want to encourage everyone to start your day at the Dream Cafe. We're excited to host an open house in the fall for Dream Academy and Pathway families. This will be a family-only event designed to give students the chance to really showcase their skills to their family members in the cafe in a very comfortable and familiar setting. We're also focusing on community partnership and outreach with the Dream Cafe, so we are really excited to have a Halloween coffee and treat hour. The Dream Cafe is going to partner with the Rocky Hill Senior Center to bring students meaningful work experiences. Feel free to join us on Thursday, October 31st from 8:45 to 9:45 in the morning for a Halloween theme, to have Halloween themed pastries, cider, and fun, and costumes are encouraged. I think Jesse and I were going to dress as witches, right, Jesse? All right. We are going to launch in early October our holiday card and gift tag sale, so just in time for the holiday season. Production has been moved into the cafe, so customers can watch students in action as they create the holiday cards. So we think that that's really important. Students in the Pathway program will now earn vocational education credits for their work in the cafe. The goal is to support students build real-world skills while gaining academic credit. So that's really exciting. And then coming soon, one of my favorites, and I will be spending probably a lot of money because I have 2 boxer females. We are working on launching our own line of dog treats by November. So stay tuned for updates on this exciting new addition to the Dream Cafe. And that's all the updates on my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Diaz. Anyone have any questions for Dr. Diaz? All right. Seeing none, thank you, Dr. Diaz, again. Moving along to agenda item number 17, Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Operations Report, Dr. Nozick.
Good evening, everybody. Included in your packet is the financial report reflecting the year-to-date figures for the month ending August 30th, 2025. It's the beginning of the school year, so we're in pretty good shape, but I do want to just point out that line item 561, which is tuition in and out of district, is currently reflecting a deficit. This line includes tuition for students with special needs. There will be future offsets against the deficit once we have the excess cost reimbursement grant that we receive from the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nozick. Any questions for Dr. Nozick? All right, seeing none. Agenda item number 18, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instructions Report, Ms. Duran.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge and congratulate, although they've left, I just want to take a moment to congratulate our building paras and Teachers of the Year. As the leader of curriculum and instruction, we couldn't do any of that without those individuals and the dedication that they bring each and every day. And we're really rooting for Dr. Grayson tomorrow and wishing him the best of luck. As Amber mentioned, next Tuesday I will be meeting with the Board Curriculum Subcommittee to provide some updates on initiatives that are aligned with the board's goals. And on Friday, our staff will be engaging in a half day of professional learning. We will have our third session of ACES training, the Train the Trainer PD for our staff that are leading the year-long Restorative Practices book study. Staff will also work on their goal setting and action planning process of the new teacher evaluation system on that date. And believe it or not, after that, September is going to be in the rearview mirror for us. So, we look forward to all of the great new learning opportunities that will present themselves in October. So the month of September has really flown by. So that's all I have for this evening. If you have any questions, I'm happy to take them now.
Thank you, Ms. Duran. And I can second that. It feels like time is just flying by. Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Duran? Seeing none, thank you, Ms. Duran. Move along to agenda item number 19, Superintendent's Report, Dr. Zito. Okay, so 19 and then we have 20, so 19, just a couple of comments. Again, reiterate Wendy's comments about how important it is to recognize our new teachers, our paras of the year, our teachers of the year, and we're all pulling for Dr. Grayson. He's a great representative of the district, so we'll see how he does tomorrow. Confident he's going to do well. We're off to a good start this year. In particular, I know people are typically concerned about buses, and for the most part, the bus routes have been running very smoothly. The other thing I want to highlight tonight, I told you in August I would, in October, I always go over the class size report, but I said I'd give you an overview in September because there are concerns about the reductions that were made. So if you would be so kind as to pull out, I've prepared a sheet with Sandy's assistance. We went through the enrollment the last couple of days. I'm just going to talk about elementary because that's where the class size concerns have been. So you have a report in front of you, and I want to orient you to the report. For West Hill, I did not include Bright Beginnings because they're really not relevant to the conversation. Those class sizes are not comparable between the various schools, and we're comfortable with those numbers. So what you have is you have the K through 3 numbers at each of the two K3 schools, Stevens and West Hill, and you have the Mosier school numbers. You have the class-by-class breakdown. You see, what the range is, where we are, the total enrollment, and then you also see on the report the number of students in specialized programs. So that column of zeros is an error. There are areas where the range is exceeded, and I'll point that out to you. So in kindergarten, at Stevens, 4 classes of 21. The range, the cap size is preferably 20. You also see that in grade 2, 3 classes of 23. And then if you look at Mosier, you'll see there's a couple of 4th grade classrooms with 26. However, just to give you the full context, at the kindergarten level, we have a full-time para in each class to assist the teacher. And then what you also have on this report are the number of students in specialized programs. Those are kids that do not spend much time at all, if ever, in the classrooms. Because of privacy, I'm not providing additional detail, but if you look at Mosier, grade 4, for example, we have 226 kids in the grade. The vacancy at the hotel, the sign would go up at 225 if you do the math. So we're one over for the grade level, but 7 of those kids are in specialized programs all day. They're not actually having an impact on what goes on in the classroom, even though they're all assigned to a classroom. When those kids do go to a class, and they do sometimes go for various activities, they are accompanied by a full-time assistant when they go in. Those are the neediest kids in the district, and you see that column, 43 of those kids, at the K through 5 level. For comparison purposes, you also see the total number of students with IEPs by grade level, which at the K through 5 level is 170 kids. Those kids, the 170, subtract the 43, but the remainder of those kids do spend a good portion of time in the general education classrooms with those teachers. So just wanted to give the context. The numbers are very tight in several places. There are several instances where we technically are one over the guideline, but I do commend the staff. As you know, we reduced a significant number of dollars from the original board-approved budget, so staffing is tight, but I don't see a situation where it's not manageable, particularly when we really dig deep into the numbers and we look at the number of students who really don't spend time in those classrooms at each grade level. So happy to answer any questions, but I know you asked for this information for the Thank you, Dr. Zito. Let us give a little bit of context to those numbers. Does anyone have any questions for Dr. Zito? Mr. Gavin? Sorry.
So I know that we relatively are real stable with movement.
Yeah.
Like a jump from 83 to 103, is that something, the 103 going forward? I mean, that just seems like a pretty big jump for one class. And I know if you push all of this down, it doesn't look.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking 83 to 103, so you're looking at
First grade, yeah.
First grade. Yeah, I mean, those are the cohort sizes. Those are the actual numbers of kids. It does vary from year to year. We see that sometimes.
But the probability of the 103 moving on to, the full 103 moving on to first grade, is that relatively high?
Yeah, we don't see, we use those as predictors. So when I do projections for next year, I will move those 103 up. Our numbers are pretty stable here, but our persistence rate is stable too. We do see a lot of in-migration and out-migration, but generally it's kind of flat. I talk about that as I do the budget each year too. So we see a lot of kids coming in, but the same amount typically leaving. So for the most part, those numbers do carry forward. For example, last year at West Hill, we had 6 teachers in 3rd grade. This year we only need 4. So we monitor this very closely. I looked at the kindergarten situation at West Hill. The numbers are low there, but it would be disruptive to break up 15 kids, reassign them, and then try to create another class at Stevens. We've had years where the numbers at West Hill are tight. We're a small district, so this is what we get. You get better economy of scale at Mosier because it's the entire grade level of one building. But it's tight there too. I mean, it's very tight across the board. So by no means, is that a terrific situation. However, when we look at the kids who don't spend any time in this classroom, or if they do go, they're assisted by an aide. And when we look at some other surrounding districts, you're going to find class sizes in some areas that are even higher than Rocky Hill. So it is what it is. It's a numbers game. If the board wants to work through the budget and add additional teachers, I'm all for it. I'm never in favor of removing positions, but we try to balance everything with what you try to do fiscally as well.
If we look at 103 and 72, you've got the 10 teachers.
Yeah.
If you were to move a teacher from West Hill to Stevens,
Yes, we discussed
possibility.
that. Yeah. You could do that. It would be disruptive. You'd be telling 15 families that their kids are getting reassigned. You'd be taking 2 or 3 kids out of each Stevens kindergarten class and assigning them to a new teacher.
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about for first grade next
Yeah,
year.
and when we looked at that, we had more kids come in this year at Stevens, and we were a little, the enrollment into West Hill has slowed down. You see that overall number, K through 3, is low this year. we did not get the normal progression. So we monitored this all summer, and again, we didn't, if I had been looking at kindergartens of 26 and 27 at Stevens, I would have done something. But it is what it is. The other problem I have at Stevens is available classroom space.
That was going to be the next
Another
question.
problem at Stevens School is you're pretty maxed out when you get to 19, 20 classrooms. Now, we moved right beginning, so that's created a little space over there. So
Yeah.
we're on this. I think this is very manageable. If anything, my takeaway is the kindergarten teachers at West Hill have a favorable situation this year.
Is there any thought to, I don't know, this is a heck of a lot more challenging, but kind of creating a little cutout where some more students go to West Hill versus Stevens?
Like a redistricting?
That's a redistricting. Yeah, I've done that in a couple districts. I have a lot of experience with it. It's interesting.
And it's a pretty big difference between the two.
Start moving streets around. Yeah, but the better plan is to monitor that cohort and maybe add another teacher for next year going into grade 1, in my view, versus disrupting neighborhoods. People get very, very,
Oh, I know.
very
I got
tightly aligned.
redistricted twice.
And, allegiance to the neighborhood is strong. When I first came here, a couple PTO parents joked that a beeper went off when they crossed town to the other side.
It's a thing.
Stevens territory or
It's been a
whatever.
thing for a long time.
We've-
I went to both of them,
I
but
think with the creation of Mosier, some of that kind of neighborhood rivalries, we've reduced a little bit of that stuff going. It was mostly in fun and good natured, but some of that. We have teachers who talked about being in a mixed marriage because one went to Stevens and one went to West Hill. They both teach at GMS, but they fondly say they're in a mixed marriage because they grew up on different sides of town. So, people kid around, but some of that stuff kind of died down when we opened Mosier. Happy to answer any other
I was
questions
just going
you
to
have.
ask if I could follow up on that. So I was going to ask the same thing. How many classroom teachers would you consider hiring to alleviate some of the stress at Stevens? Just one?
Well, this would be something I would look at doing in the budget. We'd look at the enrollment again, and we'd look at the cohorts coming out, and possibly one. If we had an additional teacher in the 4.87. We had a teacher I had kept. I was clear with the board about that I would be analyzing enrollment throughout the summer. When the reduction, and we met in June, we had to reduce another $650,000. I think Michelle and Michelle were at that meeting. We went through every maneuver. They were involved in all the transfers we did as well, so I appreciated the cooperation of the RHTA. But that additional position was one of the positions that the board needed to eliminate to get to the appropriation from the council. So, it would have been either, in my view, kindergarten at Stevens or potentially fourth grade, and I tend to skew towards the younger kids. So I probably would have gone with kindergarten at Stevens. So,
But going forward, what would I understand you don't have a projection for next year yet, and you do look at the numbers very closely. I guess I'm just curious, when you say that we're getting close on the amount of classroom space that we have available, what is the option? Like, could
there
you
is
hire 2 or
there's
3
option
teachers?
now, there's options at Stevens because we moved right beginnings fully over to West Hill, so we have more
So
space.
we have more space.
Yeah, we do.
So we could hire more than one teacher if needed.
We could, it's all a function of the budget.
Correct. If you were fully funded in your budget, I guess that's my question.
We would look at it, again, like, I just being candid, this is not a crisis as far as I'm concerned. We are, when you deduct the special needs students that are in specialized programs all day, the numbers are tight, but we're not talking about kindergartens of 26, 27, 28. They're up to the cap. In 4 instances, they go over by 1. There's a class that's 1 under. A kid could be transferred. I'm not suggesting that. And then you'd only have 3 classes over. The principals have them set up the way they do, and I don't get involved in managing at that level. They know what they're doing when they run their schools. But again, this is, my view, having done this a long time, the numbers are tight, but we're not in a crisis situation.
Ms. Manila? Thank you, Ms. Alfredo.
I have a question, Dr. Zito, regarding the Stevens kindergarten numbers, the total enrollment of 103. I'm quite surprised at that high number. Have you guys done a drill down as to what the cause of that spike in numbers? Is it due to new development? Is it due, what's driving that number so high?
It's just the way the neighborhoods are set up. We've seen fewer families moving into Century Hills, which typically was driving the West Hill numbers. We're seeing some move-in into some of the apartments that are in the Stevens zone. 100 is not an overly alarming number. What alarms me a little more is only 72 at West Hill in kindergarten. That jumps out to me a little bit more. We typically do have, so when I talk about a grade level, I talk about a cohort. If you look at the Moser numbers, you have a cohort of 226 right now. That's all the fourth graders in the district.
Right.
That's a large cohort. The fifth grade group is 198, so 200 is kind of a normal cohort here.
Right.
We see ranges anywhere from 180 to 220. So 103 for one of the two elementary schools is not really atypical. That's not, if it was 140, I'd be like, wow, we're really jumping in kindergarten. 103 is not a massive number. You see 103 third graders there as well. The overall enrollment at West Hill is like 389. I don't reflect it on this sheet because the concern here was K through 3 class sizes. So when I include the Bright Beginnings, it bumps up to 389.
Okay. What also concerns me is, I know that space is an issue, but when I start seeing class sizes of 21 in kindergarten, they're smaller and they're more needy kids.
We agree, which is why we have a pair there, and which is why, to Ms. Lafredo's question, had the additional teacher been available, I would have, most likely would have assigned that person to Stevens.
Yeah.
So, that's the situation we're in. We could have looked at grade 1. We talked about potentially moving a teacher down from grade 1, but then you'd only have 4 teachers, 83 kids, so you'd be looking at 3 classes of 21 in grade 1. The grade 1 numbers are good at Stevens. So these are kind of the decisions that the principals have to make on an annual basis. And part of it is a function of budgeting.
Understood.
Thank you, Ms. Manoa. Ms. Tucker?
Yes, Dr. Zito, when you talk about eliminating position, can you just clarify, we didn't eliminate any teachers, right? It was a vacant position that
Right, we had a position, correct. It was not a teacher that lost a job. I had budgeted, and I would have been able to hire somebody. But again, with the appropriation, that was a full workshop.
Right.
The board had
We
to
didn't know what the
eliminate.
need was going to be, I
What?
think. I think we didn't know what the need was going to be, correct?
Again, this was early June when we were doing this, so we were still getting numbers, kids enrolled. You're correct about that.
Okay. Do you know how many summer enrollments we had?
I don't have that data. I can bring that information for you and at the October meeting. I don't have it
Okay.
with me.
I think that would be helpful.
Sandy, you could make a note of that. We can track that down for the next meeting. Happy to do that. I enjoy analyzing these numbers.
I mean, as I said, if you go and you just average the students, right? If you if you subtract a teacher from West Hill, and you're not going to do that in the middle of the year, but I'm talking about for the start of next year, and moved it to Stevens, the person at Stevens, assuming all the numbers stayed the same, the grade 1 average would be 18 at West Hill with 4, and the grade 1 average at Stevens would be 17 with 6. I mean,
That's correct. We looked at that, and again, we were a little surprised by the slow trickling enrollment at West Hill. That's a low number for kindergarten, and Scott can attest to that. I haven't seen a kindergarten that low at 72. I mean, if you look at if you go up a grade level, last year's kindergarten was at 85. I mean, that's a good number. It's not exactly those 85 kids, but that's a good number of where they were last year. So that's a big drop-off from 85 down to 72. 91 in the second grade class. So those have kind of been the consistent numbers, and now we see a number of 72. So I try to look at trends year over year, over a range of 3 to 4 years to really get a feeling of what's going on. But that is a significant drop, and we didn't anticipate it to be that low. And there may be reasons for that. I frankly think that what we hear is that the condition at some of the building complexes in the Century Hills area are not what people are happy with, and they're looking to live in other places, frankly.
legislation about 4-year-olds not attending school? Because if you look, your
If you
first
should
grade,
attend,
second
yeah.
grade, third grade, those are slightly higher, and those could be like the burr babies that were allowed to enter into kindergarten
Yeah.
at a younger age.
Yeah, that could definitely be a factor, and I know that legislation changes a little bit again, there's another nuance to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're probably right, there probably is a factor of some of the traditional 4-year-olds that came in that are not attending now.
Thank you, Ms. Tucker. Thank you, Mr. Gavin. I think to Mr. Gavin's point, we should keep an eye on this, though. I mean, with a lot of the changes that are happening in the landscape in the town, maybe at some point redistricting may be something to consider. I mean, or move a teacher. All right, any other questions for Dr. Zito? All right, thank you, Dr. Zito.
Welcome.
All right, moving along to agenda item number 21 is,
I believe it's 20.
20.
oh, sorry, agenda item number 20,
Now the report.
new legislative requirement for annual report to the Board of Education.
So
Dr. Zio.
Our state legislators were very busy. I can't remember a year where they weren't busy in Connecticut. But one of the new legislative requirements is that we provide an annual report in 3 areas. Community-based organizations that service Rocky Hill students, workforce programs for Rocky Hill students, and staff attrition information from the preceding school year. So you have 3 forms. Again, Sandy, great job putting this together. Thank you. I asked Natalia, who you'll meet when we go into executive session, if you haven't met her already. We have time on the agenda tonight to discuss shared services in executive session. But community-based organizations, I asked her, as the lawyer, what does that mean? Did the legislature define the term? And they didn't. And she searched long and hard. So when the term is not defined, you go within in the legal parlance, Steve, correct me here, but basically in the commonly understood language or the commonly used language, you follow that. The plain language is written, community-based organizations, as it would be normally understood by the man on the street. So what we did is we were required to list all of the community-based organizations that work with our kids, and you have a listing. I'm not going to read it off to you. A lot of the partnerships are with signed agreements with Rocky Hill Youth and Family Services. Lori Stanzik and her staff do a really nice job running some of these programs. I'll highlight a few. Healing Hearts, Girls Empowered, great stuff. The summer reading program with the library, so you can kind of see the various community-based organizations that work with our kids. That's the first bit of information that I wanted to share with you. The second requirement is to talk about the workforce programs, so any kind of job training, any kind of job shadowing. You can see that the Dream Cafe is involved in quite a bit. If you look specifically at the Dream Academy, you can see that not only are the kids working in the cafe, but they also have experiences out throughout the town, CVS, Walgreens, Uptown Consignment. You can see them all listed here. So there's a lot that goes on there with our Pathways kids as well. And then on this particular report, what's new this year that we've been talking about is the Career Center. And I think we're going to be updating the curriculum committee on the Career Center next week at the meeting Ms. Tucker has asked us to hold. So that is a brand new venture. I know the board approved it last year as one of the goals for us to focus on. And that's where kids will be getting exposure to careers and conducting mock interviews, resume writing, looking at potential job openings locally, part-time work, job shadowing, and so forth. So it's just kind of an overview on what's going on with work experiences for kids. I do think the high school is where we're going to see some real momentum on this, with kids getting a great opportunity to really start to hone in on what they might want to pursue for a career. And then the last report you have is the staff attrition information. So we've broken it into several columns. You have the number of certified staff who retired with the description of each position. We had a couple teachers, a couple administrators that retired. You also see resignations, a handful of teachers, one administrator resigned last year. You see non-certified staff retirements, again broken down by school and position. non-certified staff resignations. So if you turn it over to the summary, you'll see that we had 5.4 certified staff retirements in total, 4 certified resignations, that includes an administrator, 2 non-certified staff retirements, 13 non-certified staff resignations, total district and staff, not including people who only coach. We did not include them, and if you're just employed by Rocky Hill as an assistant track coach and you don't do anything else for Rocky Hill, we did not include you in this report. 568. Total attrition was 2.9%. Total staff turnover, including retirement, 4.3%. So, just an annual update for the board that we will now put in place based on new legislation. Happy to take any questions about any of these 3 reports.
Thank you, Dr. Zito. Any questions for Dr. Zito? All right. All right, seeing none, we'll move along to agenda item number 21, which is my report. A couple things to go through I wanted to comment on. Obviously, the school seems to be off to a good start. I know that the sports have been an exciting part of the start. It's been a lot of fun seeing that start back up again. I know the girls soccer team is doing well. I was able to catch the football game, the end of the football game, which is a pretty exciting ending. And so it's great to see all of that kicking back up again. Also, the band was present at the football game. Very, very fun to see. Happy report, we had our first meeting with the union reps, the central office, and the executive board of the Board of Ed. I found it to be a valuable experience. You know, a lot of us are parents up here, so it's easy to put ourselves in a parent's seat. A lot of us have kids that we can talk to, and whatever information we can actually get out of them, we can try and ascertain what their experience is as students. And we interact with the central office a lot, so we can ascertain what their position is. I thought it was very fruitful to hear and have a voice come in from the teacher side. So that was a good experience. We haven't scheduled the next meeting yet, but I'm thinking probably October, or maybe December. But we'll figure that out. We'll communicate and get that scheduled. I do want to say good luck to Dr. Grasa. I think that I had the pleasure of meeting him for the first time last year at the, he had facilitated Sean Scanlon, the comptroller for the state of Connecticut, coming into the high school students. And that itself was a very cool experience, but I was really impressed with Dr. Grasa's enthusiasm, and just, you can tell he really is into it and cares. And so certainly good luck from the board in the Teacher of the Year for the state. Obviously, the board received tonight, we all received this correspondence. I think that I'd ask that everyone digest it. We're gonna have some conversations on it. You know, what I would like to say I'm happy about is that the administration did follow the policies, and it sounds like the family was happy with the overall response of the district. Everyone did what they were supposed to do. But the reality is no one should be subjected to discrimination, and certainly at a young age. So I think we need to have some conversations to see if there is anything that we can do. You know, our students come to us, and, you know, we have our own experiences with our families, but I think, you know, we have to be cognizant of the fact that not everyone has the family experience or upbringing that maybe we all did, or that we are all raising our kids in, and, you know, talk about this correspondence and talk about our policies and have a conversation. So I thank the family for sending it in, and look forward to discussing it as a board. I don't know exactly, I haven't fully digested it yet, so I don't know exactly how we'll proceed in that fashion, but I think it's important to note
that the behavior expressed or engaged in by the individuals referenced is not acceptable in our schools. Our policies dictate that, and it will be handled with that in mind. But I think, a discussion should be had as to if there is more we can do. So I look forward to that. Touching back on some of the update that Ron Lamontagne gave us, facilities at the last meeting, HVAC at Stevens, the second phase was done over the summer, so they are now enjoying the second phase of that. I also want to just, reiterate, and I know we addressed this at the end of last year, but I've been approached by, and I've heard some chatter about it, about phasing projects, and, some people have referred to it as kicking the can down the road. And the reason that we phase projects is to minimize the disruption at school and to be fiscally responsible, avoid referendums. School safety and school cleanliness and functionality is always our top priority. And Ron, Mr. Lamontagne, I thank you for all of your efforts in maintaining that. That is always our priority as a board. And if there is some urgent or exigent circumstance that requires an immediate response, then obviously we will take the appropriate action as a board to address it. But the reason that we phase these projects is to, again, minimize disruption at the school and to avoid, referendum and be fiscally responsible while we're doing it. And quite honestly, I think we've been doing really well with that, with the science classrooms, over this past summer, Mr. Lamontagne was able to accomplish a whole bunch of things that we went through that with the current resources that we have. And again, I just want to reiterate to the public that it's done intentionally for that reason, and at no time would we allow school safety or the environment to become untenable for the students. Other than that, I think that those are all my comments for tonight. Does anyone have any questions for me? Ms. Mel?
I have one question regarding the packet. I know we can't go into details, but I do have a question for Dr. Zito. I wanted to know if Mr. Eric Crawford was contacted amongst...
I have a meeting with him actually tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? All right. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh, you're right, actually. I forget.
Motion to enter executive session.
Yes, so I will entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss with our attorney the idea of shared services.
Motion to enter into executive session.
All right, moved by Ms. Tucker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Manella. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. All those opposed, 6-0. We are now in executive session. And yeah, we're going to hold that in the conference room here or at Board of call that the roll? Yep.
Usually good on the back roads, because like, but I worry about wildlife. I hit it.
Fair enough. All right. Welcome back, everyone. I will entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Tucker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Manel. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, that passes 5-0. We're out of executive session, and with that, I guess I could say we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Moved by Ms. Tucker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Manel. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, all those opposed?